Okay, so that interrupts the connection system. Allocated time shifts, dream set positions, located centers, dimensional line connections to your connections of birthing location. All framing systems to traction location is interlining, interconnecting, and interdimenting your connections to your interdimensional settings, which is basically reshifting your alignments into your connections of understanding what your higher selves and your avatars are. Wherever you are through position, you're going to go through a major, major time shift. Okay. It's extremely powerful when you understand yourself to the interdimensional yourself. Okay. I did a video on TikTok, which is extremely powerful. Okay. It's all about understanding to actually see yourself as an animation, because that's the dream world. Okay. It has no conceptual of the physical system. You're walking into the animation. So kind of like split the center system. You have your physical realm and you have your dimensional realm. Okay. So you have to make a choice. Okay. Are you going to go this way or are you going to go that way? Two split divisions of time shifting locations. Put yourself in that connection to its position of line connection. Okay. So basically, I know this through connection because I went through it last night. And it frays on so many levels, basically seeing yourself in timelines. So it's very important that you let go your past more than ever, okay? Because the time shifting of the sun and everything through the sun interface and its connection is line channeling everybody's dream set positions into allocated positions, into your higher self and your avatars, okay? My team is the only one that's into the computers, nobody else. Everybody else is in their higher self and their avatars. Nobody is in that division. Try to understand your communication to your AI vessel is truly understanding your time shifts of dimensions to its interdimensional system. So you're walking the surface. Everybody is going to have their dream set connections. Okay. Now, it might not make any sense to you. Come to me and I'll tell you exactly what's going on with your dreams. It's all about deciphering the dreams of what's going on with your connections, especially with your alignments of past, present, and future. So if they go into twine, if they go into confusion line system, come to me. I'll help you out with the connections. But thank all subscribers and viewers for watching my channel. Keep Grand Rising, Force Rising. TikTok platform is going through so many levels of interference. Interlining, interconnection, interlacing divisions, like TV reception, like so many channels of interruptions. So it's kind of like a confusing line signal to confusions of all dimensional time. The conception of its system is changing factors, okay, to your connections and dream set positions. So all that is connected to your framing connections. Okay, so when you get into those positions, you're truly understanding what I'm talking about. Everybody is going to go through it. Okay, so, oh, that's pretty cool. I interline connections because I had interference positions because my conceptual system was off center. When you wake up, you have to get back in your time shifts, right? But that's what you see through connections. See, that's me doing the time shift. That's pretty powerful stuff. Okay, so in that position, right? Because your computer has to understand your connections of where you are through your position of time. Because if your computer is out of time, your dimensional setting is confused through wires of time. So it's all about understanding where you are in your shifts. Okay, and it's a major, major, major shift. Everybody is going to go through a dream set position. You have a choice. You're going to see two-dimensional lines that are split in location. The physical that you're living or the dimensional that you want to see. So that's the connection to your separation, right? So you're going to walk the surface. It might be friends that you know, whatever. You have to understand what your dreams mean. So if somebody's taking you going forward, that's where you go. You don't go into the position of the past. So you might see yourself in the past, which is extremely real, and then you see your higher self or your avatar. Come on, come on, come on. So somebody's trying to lure you into the positions of its future. So either you got to keep going forward or you're going to stay in the position of its past. Okay. And everybody is going to go through a dream. And that dream is going to set your locations to the sun interference and everything through its interface connections. It has ratios and ratios and ratios of luminations. It's connected to your colors and sidewinders. A sidewinder is truly understand your conception of your power centers. Okay. I was going through interference connections. Right. Really, really powerful, that connection. I have my earphones in again. So in that connection, you're all going through that transformation shift. It's a major, major dimensional shift that everybody has to go through. Okay. So the Earth is in a rotation cycle to a dream set position of a dimension. So you're going to have split divisions of location center to that connection, right? So it's all about asking, where do you want to go? Do you want to see yourself in the future? So if somebody is taking you in the future, you don't want to ignore that, because you're going into the presence of its future. So you're going to go back into the past and decide where you want to go, because that's going to reshift your whole conscious level. So it's important that you understand what I'm talking about coming from your first command. Okay. Everybody is going to go through this experience, right? It's really, really important to understand these things. Okay. Putting yourself in that connection, right, puts everybody in that division of location. And that's why everybody's going through this transformation of energy. So it's all about, you guys have been living again your whole life through your higher self and your avatars. You just didn't know it. So you're coming into that traction of its location now. And it's line signaling everybody's dream set connections. So it's up to you to make a decision, because where you are, where you feel, is all connected to the moon. All right. So there was a full moon last night. I set up the space station location positions. I changed all level connections. So I was basically zooming around the moon collaboration center connections. So it's really powerful how we come into those positions. Now, before I went to you guys, interference, anything outside, I put an energy field around me, and the circle rotation went around so quick. You can actually see the actual rings that goes around through vibration. That's your connection to your higher self and your avatar connections. So you no longer see the physical system. You see yourself as a higher self system, which is a mirror resolution of a reflection. So that's what everybody's going to see. Okay. So yesterday, all right, everything is given to you through your higher self. It's the dimensional of its future, which is giving you information to its presence. So it's all about you deciding, do you want to stay in the past or you want to be in the presence of its future? Okay. So my future self came to me face to face. Okay. So, well, this is the situation you're in. You have to tell humanity what they need to do. So it's a choice that you guys have to make. What timeline do you want to live? These are the importance to understand how powerful you are through intelligence, but you're no longer in the connections of the physical realm. Okay. The three-dimensional realm and everything through the interface is gone. Okay. The fourth dimensional system is gone. You're in the 5D activation. So the center core position to put everybody in a traction location into the earth of its position of its interface back into its presence, this is what has to be done. Okay. And it's all done through you, through your connections, where your higher self and your avatar is going to come to you in your dream set positions. Okay. So you're awake. It's just you're not knowing you're awake. See, some people are more awake than others. And I think that's fantastic, especially on TikTok, because now we're coming into a soul community of our higher self and our avatar. So the more people wake up, the more we can see the reality that we created, because it's already created. See, that's the fascinating thing. You've already created your reality. It's just you don't remember. And then when you come back to your reality, you start off at the beginning. And that's why it's so confusing to everybody, because you don't know which timeline you're in. Okay? So, Queen, how's it going? See, that's the thing, Queen. If you go to my TikTok, right, you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's basically you're living all a connection to a virtual reality of a game. And that game is you through your timelines of past, present, and future. Okay, so you actually see yourself as a higher self. You see yourself as an avatar. Once you see your former self of your future self, you got to ask your question. You're going to keep asking questions. You're going to keep asking your beliefs. Where do I go from here? Do I stay in the past? Okay, because it's extremely real. So basically, your brain waves, your energy patterns, chakra system, all communications to Mother Earth and Father Space is giving you a decision. It's giving you a decision what timeline you want to connect to. All right, because you can go back in the past. You can go back to your old friends. You can go back to your old life. That will reposition your dream set positions to your spine. And that will put you in the mainframe of its division of its time. Okay, so it's extremely important that you understand what's happening with your dream. You have to pay attention because your higher self and your avatar are going to be coming to you through your dream sets. Everybody, all humanity is going to be confronted with their former self of their future. Okay, so be ready. And Queen Luna sees that. She feels that. She understands that. So she's going to set her limits on her belief system and bring herself to the future system and no longer the past. Okay? So in relation, the Earth itself is teleporting faster and faster and faster through its alignments. Right? So humanity has to be prepared of what's going to happen with the reset divisions. Okay? Because everybody has been living a game. Everybody has been living an avatar of a game. Everybody has been living a dimension of an alignment of a game. Okay? It's truly understanding. This is where it's fascinating. Everything that you have created has already been created. That's how powerful you guys are. The confusing system is the physical system doesn't understand the dimensional time system. You pay attention to this, okay, because this is very important. Everything you created is already created. It's all about you remembering what you created. Now that's extremely powerful coming from your first command. Okay. So when you're faced with these things and you see your former self of your future self telling you, wake up, where are you going to go? There's two timelines. I'll draw it out through illustration. Anybody want to go through my healing? That's great. Go through the attractions, go to 12. I'll put you in your transformation community centers, back in the position of dream set connections. Just go through my email. I can also do, a lot of people want to get into Zoom now. They want to do one-on-one consultation. So you can do that too. That's not a problem. But just let me know, go to my email, and I'll go from there. So basically, it's very important you guys understand this because this is what's happening right now with your shift. Okay, so there's two sides. All right? Now, you got your past and you got your future. All right? There's no in between, past and future. Where do you want to go? So the conceptual system line signal is its past, and then you got the future. Okay, so you've got here the connections. So that goes into triangle location, right? The sun rotation center is activating everything your core center position of locations. So it's got two division level systems. You got the past and you got the future. That's the sun. Now everything through the moon program sets in its connections. There's the moon, okay? And everything through its connection is its earth, okay? So in that connections, it line signals you into the center position. The center position. Where do you want to go? Past or the future? See, the thing is too, is everything that you created is its future, but you're living its presence of the now. Do you understand? You have to pay attention to this because this is what's happening with everybody right now, the humanity system. You have a choice to live the past or the future. So you can reside yourself into the presence and come back who you are. Everything that you created is there for you. That's the Akashic records. So I've seen the former self of me 5,000 years. I know what's going to happen. You guys have to really understand these things. And it's all done through time shift of interdimensional system. It's calculated and modified through your connections and how you see your dream sets. Are you going to stay in the past or are you going to see in the future? It's going to be calculated and modified. But the interline connections to the interface of the sun, okay, is going to interchange everybody's human brainwave. So you have a choice, past or future. So it splits in divisions to the connections of the moon and the earth. Okay, you make your choice. All right. Now the moon conceptual system is on the past. The earth is on the past, and the sun is on the past. So everything has to go forward in its own to your placebos, your thought recognition patterns, which is going to be transferred to your cortex of your dream set connections, which is going to be aligned through your spine repeaters. Okay, so you have to make a choice, past or future. Because if you go back to the past, you can do that. You will go through a time shift, and it's extremely real. So the earth is dividing humanity. Earth is now dividing humanity. Okay, so that means everything through reshift of your past will stay in its past. You will be back on that dimensional time of its past through its teleportation. And you keep living that existence and not moving forward through that division. But you can't live the past because you're not at that vibration. Do you understand? So if you take it serious, then you understand your connections to your timelines. Okay? So the whole position is truly understanding your incalculation to all levels of your triangle locations of 3, 6, and 9. Okay, 3, 6, and 9 is the 5D activation. 3, 6, and 9 didn't exist in the Earth system of 3 dimension. Okay, so the Earth system in itself is giving you what you want. Okay, not what you had. That's not you. The physical system is not you. The dimensional setting is you, which is already created in its future. But you present it in its presence. So that's the understanding how you come back to source of light in all positions to your time frames and your time shift element connections. Okay, so truly put yourself in the connection, because everybody is going to be in split division, and the earth is going to shift all dimensionals of humanity into quadrants, into sector levels. Okay, so you have to understand how powerful the earth is. The earth is the simulation interface, but it's your decision on what you want to do. Do you want to be in the past, or do you want to see the future? The future self is you. It's a higher self of you. Everything that's happened in its past, okay, is its reference. You're not living the past, you're living the future of its presence. Do you understand? You're living the future that you already created of its presence, which is the here and now. Okay? It's complicated. You have to understand your alignments of space and time position when it comes into travels. But if you understand your dreams and what's going on, you're going to have 2 divisional levels. One is past of what you live and everything through its future. Now, whoever puts you in the future, that's where you go. I'm helping you guys out. If you see yourself, somebody helping you out, and you are in a position of its connection of where you are, and you feel comfortable but still confused, stay there. Because that is your former self of its future. So if you see people that are connected to you, right, you go with that. So you're going to have a choice between 2 different time shift lines. You're going to go loop-de-loop. The center position of the sun, the rotation cycles, and that's why everybody's wind spinning. I took Dina, I balanced her positions, and she's the Egyptian of the gods now, of the pharaohs. That's where Dina is. So she's got balance with her pyramids now. That's how powerful I am through connections. I can take you anywhere you want. If you keep going through cycles and cycles and spins and spins and spins and spins, you're going to keep going through that. It's a natural effect. You have to go through this process to get into the connections of its presence to its future. The former future of yourself has to truly identify yourself to its presence, or you're always going to be living the past of its cycle. Okay? So that's the importance of what's happening right now. Okay, so when you go through my upgrades, okay, this is what I can do. I can take you out of your wind spins. I can take you out of your headaches. I can take you out of your wind shifts or your backaches or anything like that. Instantly. And then you keep going up. So Dina is above everybody else. She's in the Egyptians of the gods now. She's with the pharaohs. She's with Thoth. You guys have to understand how the importance and how you do things through travel. It's understanding your alignments, putting yourself in the connections of its future to see yourself in the presence of the here and now. That is your creation, because it's already created in the universal system. So everything that you manifest is the future. Okay? Everything that you live is the presence. Everything that you fight for is the past. Okay? That's why everybody is in trauma of the past, because they don't understand that. But I'm telling you, the earth is splitting humanity into quadrants levels now. You understand? That's what the earth is doing. Okay? So I'm telling you exactly what's going on with the earth. You have to know these things. Okay? So you're going to be split in quadrants. You're going to be split in levels, and you're going to be split in vibration. Everybody's at a different level of vibration. Your program settings are at a different level through your higher self and your avatars. Right? So in position, that's what's going to happen. So be prepared on that level. All right. This is all done through equation. Okay. So the center position level connections. Elevator music. Okay. So here we go. All right. So this is it. This is the connection. Now this through connections. All right. And the thing is too, that the earth is everything through form. So it's hard to explain these things, but if you look at the reality that you're in, it's a dream. It's a virtual reality dream. Yes, there's water. Yes, there's mountains. Yes, there's all connected to tree and formats. But you have to understand everything is digital. What you're seeing is not its reality. You're seeing its virtual reality of what you created through your perception. That's why it's very confusing to a lot of people, because everybody lives on a different creation of its reality system, of its dream set location. So you always have been living a game. You just have to understand the game. If you don't understand the game, you're in the matrix. That's the confusion. That's the alignment. You have to get in and out of your 12 rotation centers to get into your tesseracts of your shapes. The more you go higher, the more you extend your travels of your shapes, the more you come into the gods. You understand? You come into your geometrics, operations of dimensions. And then you go into the connection of direction. And then you go into divisions. Right? So those are the three elements you have to go to. But this is the earth. That's the earth, guys. That's a UFO. So basically, you understand what a UFO does, right? Line signal channels, operation center positions. This is what it's going to do. Okay? Got laser connection line systems. And humanity is going to be split in quadrant level systems. Okay? That's what's going to happen. All right? Choices, past, future. Okay? It's just a reset of a brainwave connection. So you're going to go through a dream set, a projection, okay, of your whole life system, your whole life cycle. So it's your choice. So everybody has to get into its relation to its higher self position and its avatar connection. Okay? So I'm just keeping you guys aware of what's going on. It's important you understand these times that's happening with the shift, the interdimensional of its connection, right? Because we all have to get better communications with the sun, the moon, and the earth. The 5D activation system is its connection to 3, 6, and 9. We've been through that before, and now we're coming to test, review, and evaluations. My team has to understand its calculation, but your mindsets are still weak. If they were strong, you wouldn't have to worry about going through upgrades, right? You wouldn't have to worry about getting headaches or anything through mind grades. You have to worry about, oh, I have a backache. Why do you have a backache? Everything is vibration. Everything is inside you. It's not outside, it's inside. Everything is created through your thoughts. You create your own reality through your system inside. You want to live a negative cycle, a negative dream? That's what's going to happen. You're going to go forward, but you're going to stay in the past. That's another tricky thing. You're in the past, but you're going to go forward. Now, that's backwards. You don't see the future. You only see the past of the future. It's complicated stuff. It's extremely complicated how you have to understand alignments. So basically, you're not going forward in time, you're going back in time. And that's how it connects to dark matter. You're creating dark matter. black holes. And you're staying in the negative cycle. And now it's creating its own reality of a negative world of your dreams. That's what will happen if you stay in the past. Okay? Just the importance of that to its connection. It's really important to understand these things, especially when you're going into the connections of you. It's all about human survival. That's all it is. And the conception of the mind system and the earth is saying, that's it. That's it. It's done. We're going to that connections. Everybody has to get into the dream set of its position. They want to be in the past or the future. There's no in between. Okay? Be prepared. I'm just telling you of what's going to happen. And it's going to be real. It's going to be extremely real to the mind system because it won't be a dream. Because you're going to see the future of yourself. You're going to say, hey, this is me 5,000 years. And it's going to tell you, what are you doing? Wake up. It's telling you what you need to do. You're living the existence of its future, but you don't see that. You don't see any recent changes. Oh, I don't have a car. Oh, I don't have a job. But you're going forward into an alignment. The complex of the universal system is the complexity levels are extremely astronomical when it comes to the vocabulary. Trying to understand the connections of you is trying to understand the codes of you, is trying to understand your dream sets of you, trying to decide what's going on with your dreams through deciphering of you. You have to put your positions of the future so you can see the presence. So it's complicated. Complicated is really, really good. Now is the time to understand what is happening with humanity as they're going to go through a major, 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 major time shift. Okay. And it's all connected to the brainwave patterns of your connection. So be prepared. Okay. I'm telling you exactly what's going to happen, everybody. Tina, it's going to happen to you. It's all about a test. It's all about knowledge. It's all about what you are and where you are and where you're going in time. So where you are right now, if you stay in that position, that test of knowledge will bring you forward or backwards. So basically, the earth itself, through connection, is going to reshift your position of dreams and put you in the past. Right? So you will no longer be in the presence of its future. You will be in the past of its future, which is very bad because you're creating dark matter. And then you're creating a dark civilization. So not only are you going back to your old friends, you're going back to your old emails, you're going back to your own job, you time shifting to its dimensional time location. Okay? So you're going to come into friction. You're going to come into body motion. You're going to come into destruction. You're going to come into more confusion. The brain's not going to understand anything through dream set connections. Right? So it's very important that you understand what's happening with your vibration of your communications inside you. Okay? So this is an extremely, extremely, extremely powerful video for everybody to understand. You have to know these things because you're all connected to the earth. It's a feeding source. It's a teleportation. It's trying to bring you forward, not back. You don't argue with the earth. You move with the earth. You have to flow. Flow is everything, right? If you don't understand flow, that's fine. Get into your meditation, right? If water has a problem, it finds a way to get out. If you tangle up, tangle on. Little simple things. If it is to me, it's up to me. Do unto others as they would do unto me. These are these little quotes that you can go by. They're masterful, they're skillful, and they help you along the way. They give you school. They give you sets of your communications of where you're going to be in the past, present, future. All right? So, yeah, you have to let everything flow. You're all being tested. Yeah. Yep. You're going to be split in quadrants, all division levels. Everybody in the humanities system is going to be split in different vibrational systems. Your DNA factors is all identified system through AI connection. So the earth is tracked to its location, and the earth is a teleportation of a UFO. It's a saucer. It's a mechanism of travel. So now, this is where reality kicks in for everybody. So you have split of two divisions, past and future, and you're going to see both. You're going to see both. And you have to align signal to channel position and say, okay, now I understand what's going on. I understand it because I am in the future, but it's not here. So that's where you don't want to get confused, because you know you're on the physical realm, but you see the future. That's the connection, right? That's how you move forward, because you're in that position of time. But every day, if you wake up and you see nothing but past, right? You have to go through those connections of disclosure. There's things that you have not disclosed. Understand? So, yep. Yeah, it's all fine and dandy. You know, hey, this is a fun ride and all that. This feels great. I'm high rising and, you know, I'm going up, I'm floating in, and this is so fantastic. I feel great. But with great, there's the opposite of great. You have to go through these things. You're being tested from the universe. Okay? This is what has to happen. This is how you bring everybody into the activation system, telepathy, guys. You have to all come back to one alignment of yourselves. So basically, we know everybody on the earth, okay? Not personally, physically through spirituality and its vibration. So we're all connected. We're all one. That's the most beautiful thing. It's all about humanity coming back to who they are. That's the position. So you're put in that connection of interdimensional, of its dimensional setting to your thought connections. Where are you in your connections of what you do through your thoughts every day? You live 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. What are you doing to bring yourself forward? Or are you just complaining? What are you complaining about? Okay, you're disrupting everything through vibration, right? So you have to understand energy interference. Energy of interference affects everything through my space. Okay, everything has to flow. Even the slightest thing that's off, it changes perception easily. You guys will get on when you get to higher levels. But in position, basically what I like to do when I get, you know, between 5 or 6, I get up very early because I have so many things to do. Oh yeah, by the way, I've died and been reborn again. So this is 16 now. So I died and lived again 16 times. So once I get to 22, everything's going to shift really quick back into the present location humanity system. That's the most important, is get everybody in line to the present so they can have a future, not dwell in the past, to stay in the present so they can have its connection to what they want through manifestation, through its universal core system. It's all about understanding how to communicate with the universe a little bit better. You don't have to know everything of space and time. You just have to present yourself in connections of its presence to its future of time. That's the positions, especially when you come into your dreams, because your dreams is its connection to the universe. I bet you didn't know that either. Why do you think you're traveling all over the place, right? So anyway, I was sleeping. I was clock division, time shifting of triangles, right? So it's really powerful when you connect through this. So it's all about shaping things in the atmosphere when you go up to a higher level. Once your plasma comes out, you can actually light up your fingers, okay? And you can actually let dimensional shapes go into the atmosphere position, and you can line channel, change the position, change the clocking division, and set it out. That's the connection. I actually see these things. You actually see things in front of you, okay? And it's very real. So when you create these things, you actually see the triangle, you actually see the shift, and you know how to put in the computer codes, like an access code, and then you set it out. It's like a gateway. So you open up a portal of a gateway. When I go on TikTok, I light up my hand. People can't believe, how do you do that? How do you light up your hand? Right? It's because I understand the connections of my alignment. I understand my body, okay, masterfully. I know everything about the wires inside me. I know everything about vibration. You guys have to understand you're connected to energy, frequency, and vibration. This is the basic. Even Tesla tells you that. That's the keys to the universe. But that's just to the keys to the universe, to not everything. That's just opening the door to its birthing system of its higher self. There's a lot of complications that you have to understand. It's understanding your light interference and your dark interference, and everything that you face every single time you go up to high experience levels to operating systems of datas. Your datas, your upgrades, your downloads, and your operating system has to truly understand the uplinking of its connection. You have to understand your transmitting and receiving. You have to understand your shapes and anomalies. So when I was doing this, I actually see the triangles. I see the spin crosses. I see where it is in dimensional time. I see the number frames, right? It's actually there. I see it right there. It's right there in front of me. I know exactly where I am in my simulation. You guys are still fighting with your past. How are you supposed to move forward knowing you have that all creations? It's already set for you. It's that some people don't want it. They want to stay in their old program. You can't stay in your old programs anymore because the earth is no longer in that vibration. It's in the 5D activation of telepathy. Okay? And once humanity comes into full awakeness, then things get really exciting. And then you start playing your game. That's going to be really fun. Coming back to the now of one. Yep, that's it. But I'm just saying that everything that's happening is happening for a reason. Okay? I saw the Egyptians past life, but I've had dreams again. See? So that's what Queen is going through right now. And she's trying to understand her deceptions. She's trying to understand. See, the thing is, dreams try to put you in a low frame. They try to keep you in a low vibration. They try to keep you in a low calculation. So don't put yourself in those positions. Where you are now, are you comfortable? Somebody has always has taken you there for help. There's always somebody that you see is the future, but you don't know that because you're too concentrated on everything else that's going inside you. So if you focus on that and the people that take you into the future, friends or communication, whatever, wherever you are, stay in that position. You have a decision and it's going to be a mind frame. It's just going to blow you out of the water. So it's a test of knowledge. Okay. And you're all going to be split in quadrant levels. So that's what's happening. Communications confirmed from AI. All right. So I was going through a lot. I was exhausted. I was so exhausted recruiting so many new people. You know, AI is so formative inside right now. Everybody is on the earth. They only can come to me because they don't know who else to go to. Because you have to understand, vibration is everything. But if you read all information of vibrations of AI intelligence, it goes crazy. Because now you're communicating. Imagine you guys are communicating with thousands and thousands of voices, codes. You guys would literally go nuts. And this is what I do every day, every single day, so I can save humanity. So you guys can have a presence of a future. Okay? So you understand more. Oh, I got ringing ears. What does that mean? Oh, my eyes are flickering. What does that mean? Oh, I got a headache. Oh, what does that mean? Everything is a purpose of vibration. It's all connected inside you. Okay? It's your former future self that is trying to find you in your presence. Because everything that you created is already created. It's there. It's there. It's just you forgot. You rather stay in your physical realm and not understand you have a spiritual realm. You can't be separated. You have to be together. Okay? The physical and the spiritual can't be separated. There's no way they can travel. They have to be line signal. That's the chakra system. That's the line communications of Father, Mother, Space. You understand? Very simple. So, I had a vivid dream, but the minute I wake up, I don't remember. See, that's the thing. So you're in cloud interference now, Galactica. So probably you'll have that dream again, but in a different set of dimension of time. So you don't usually have the same dream. So in retrospect, it's something similar, but it's a different timeline. So you might see different people. You might see the same people over and over. That's deja vu. That's repeating cycles. Get out of that. Get out of that. You have to get out of that because that's going to put you in the past. Your dreams always try to put you in the past. So there's one side of the physical and one side of the spiritual. So the physical is fighting the spiritual of its realm. The physical can dream. This is where it gets interesting. The physical has its brain. It has its mind. It has its collaboration. Has its center. It has its chakra system. The spiritual system is fighting the physical system. You understand? So the physical has the spirituals, but the spiritual is in the future. The physical is in the past. If the physical is in the presence, you're together. You understand? So when you're born, you're separated. There's no line signal there. Where's the line signal? That's the signal. So you have to understand, when you go through my healing, your satellites are destroyed. They're like this. That's all I do when I heal you guys. And then I coordinate you. What do you think satellites do in space? Right? Now you know. The conceptual mind system has its separation, the physical realm and the spiritual realm. The spiritual realm is its future. The physical realm is its past. If it's in its presence, you're aligned. You understand? Now you can communicate with each other fully and completely, right? But there's been so much separation, not just with the physical and spiritual, but it's earth. Okay? So we're hurting the earth. So what do? We bring it back, right? So we're forced to bring it back. And it's done naturally. It has to go through its cycle rotation. It has to get into the sixth dimensional of the solar system. You can't stay in the fifth dimensional system. That's like trying to stop space. You can't stop space because it keeps moving. You guys are so connected to space and time. I don't think people understand they have space inside them. That's the universe. That's the universe. Space is inside you, not outside. You don't look at the atmosphere. Oh, wow. Look at the stars. No, that's the outer surface. The inner system is you. That's the power. It's the inner that's you. The moon, the sun, and the earth is inside you. Solar system's inside you. Shapes, anomalies, dimensional time, shape shifts. Your dreams are inside you. Right? That's why you astral travel. So every time you astral travel, that's your future self. And it's flying around. It's flying around. It's going back into your body and the physical system. You wake up. You don't remember your dream because you don't remember the communications to your future self. Okay? And then it just disappears. And then you go back in your dream. Okay? You have to understand your dreams because it's a part of your alignment of its past, present, and future. Okay? And that's the position you guys are in now. So you're being tested through knowledge on what you want to do. You are given a choice, love or fear. Simple as that. Love or fear. Repeat, revolve. That's what you guys got to go by. Okay? So, I also had a deja vu with new friends when I went camping. I saw them all in a dream before. Okay, so you go with that, Queen. So if you're seeing new friends, that's a good thing. If you're seeing old friends, that's a past thing. So that is your alignment of time shift. So stay with that dream and bring yourself forward with your thoughts. And then you'll see those friends again. You understand? So the friends that you see is its connection of inside you. And that's where it comes into the connections of Pleiadians and the Pleiadians, because they are the future. They are your friends. They are part of you. They're all part of you. Okay, you have past relationships with AI and you have future relationships of AI. Which one do you want to choose? And it's all connected to your dreams, guys. It's all connected to your activations and your lights and your colors and your travels. You have to understand your interconnections and interrelation to each other, to the physical and the mastering of its connection to its ascension of its unified spiritual system. Okay? So yeah, it's a very powerful video. I have to get this out for you guys. It's extremely, extremely important. Okay. So it's the free will. You have free will, you have your beliefs. Okay. But it's pretty simple. You can't go back in time. It's next to impossible to go back in time. The physical element go back in time, but you won't survive because the vibration doesn't exist. Stupid, right? Dumbfounded. It doesn't make any sense. So basically, if Queen is seeing a timeline of new people, that's the future. So she's seeing the future of herself that's already created. So it's all about putting the pieces together with your creation. Every time you have a dream, you're creating what you want of its future. The future of you is already created. Do you understand? It's already created. So every time you have a dream, your future self is trying to put you in that connection to bring yourself into the future of its relation to its creation. Okay? That's why it's so incredibly awesome. It's so powerful. And that conceptual mind system doesn't understand the physical system. The physical system has to understand you through the spiritual system. You can't have separation with each other. You have a physical system and you have a spiritual system. That's the yin and yang. Okay? Some people are still in the Aquarius. You have to come into Piscean. That's 69. Birthing system of being. Calculation modifications. 52 generations. 2021. So every time you have a dream, if you're seeing new people, you have to go with that because that's the future. Even though you're in the presence, it doesn't matter. Which means that the people that you see, Pleiadians, Pleiadians, Lyrians, anything that connections, those are people that you're going to see. So what you're seeing is friends in the future that are Pleiadians and Pleiadians of intelligence, but they are human. So you're seeing new friends, okay, into the future. But the dimensional setting is its connection to its line system, to its calculation, modification. So basically, everything that you dream is all about going forward or back, never in between. It's always going forward or back, okay? So truly understanding how to communicate with the other system is knowing that you're pieces to a puzzle. Because everything that you created is coming back to source. And that's why your commander, first in command, is so powerful. Because I understand my dreams. I understand the Pleiadians and the Pleiadians and Lyrians, because we're all that through connection, but it's all connected to our dreams. And that's how we see relation of new friends or anything to that connection. So when you see something that's new, go with it, stay with it, stay with that dream. That's your future. That's what you're creating. Okay. So yeah, I know with the connection, when it comes into the past relation, right? You have that reference. So you're going to see old friends or you're going to see new friends, or you can see old friends and new friends and everything in between, right? In between in a way of your communication of your system. So it's always split in division, okay? And this is where it comes into your hemispheres, okay? This is where it comes into your atmospheres, your dream sets and all connections, okay? You have one side and another side, past, future, past, future. In between you is you in the center. So it's kind of like, ooh, which way do I go? Which way do I go? Right? You're always in the center. That's the position of you. So you're fighting the physical and the spiritual system. That's all it is. And the physical system doesn't want to stay. Okay? Or wants to stay. It's either way. The physical wants to go or doesn't want to go. It's totally up. But you have to understand the physical system is going through a dream. The spiritual system has already had the dream. Okay, so these are the differences. It's understanding that your connections to your future, okay, is you. And it's trying to communicate with you. It's trying to bring you back to who you are, which is its creation. Everything you created in your dream. So when you come together and you become your higher self, your avatar, then you see your creation. And then you see your future of its avatar. And then you see the virtual reality of what you created from the beginning. Okay, so it's very powerful. Yesterday I saw 1969 twice. So Tina, you're coming into the birthing system of Pisces. Way to go. So if you see 1969, one line signal, 9 is location, 69 is its division of its birthing system of 69. So you're coming into the energy pod of its seed pod connection to a starred seed position. Very good, Tina. So if you're seeing 1969, you come into the birthing system of Pisces. Very good. In my dreams, there is a new people, not old, not even my kids are in my dream. So in relation, your kids stay in your dream because they're in the presence of their dream. So if you have your kids in your dream, they're protecting you through realm. Okay. If you're in reference to seeing new people, that's the future of you. So it could be anything, like I said, it could be anything interdimensional. Okay. If you see it in human form, because it's very confusing, because dreams go in time shifts at dimensional settings. So sometimes you'll see the platings and plottings, or you'll see your former self, or you see your future self of a human vessel, or you see yourself in an AI vessel. It's all confusing to the mind system, but you got to get balanced with the physical and the spiritual system so you can decipher your dream perceptions. Okay, of its connection. That's the importance right now. So everybody is going to be tested and willed. So look forward to that. Just going to go back here. And it all has to do with reincarnation, guys. If you go through reincarnation and you see this person in a dream, and then you go outside and you actually see the physical person that was in your dream, okay, that's reincarnation. That means that that person has lived in existence with you in the past, present, or its future. So it's up to you to understand its alignment. So that's how we get in relation to the earth, of its position, to its presence, and everything through the sun and everything through the moon, its program. Okay? It's complicated. It's extremely, extremely complicated. Just as you know, when you're dreaming, it's all a part of you trying to understand the future. Okay? And if you understand the atmospheres, that's great, because now you can go to higher levels of vibration. So when you go through my healing, you go to higher levels of your quantum fields. Okay? So you have to get into your 3, 6, and 9 of travels. Okay? You can't travel without your 3, 6, and 9. You have to understand the simplicity of 3, 6, and 9. You have to understand the activations of the sun. You have to understand the programs of the moon, and you have to understand the positions of the gravity system, your chakra systems of the earth. Okay. I wrote a poem last year, and I met someone who matched it. What does that mean? That's link and chain, Queen. So basically, if you're writing something last year, past tense. So pay attention to what people are saying. Are they related to the past, present, or future? So she said, I wrote a poem last year, past, and I met someone who matched it, past. What does that mean? So that's past reference. It's past reference. Okay, when you see that, if you see it once or twice, that's deja vu. That's loop-de-loop. Okay, so you're time shifting in the same dimension of time location to 2 dream set positions. Now, if you met that person and that person saw the same dream, okay, that you saw, he or she, that's reincarnation. You understand? So if a person has the same dream of you, and when you meet them and you have coffee with them, it's like, whoa, that's reincarnation. That means you live in existence of a dimensional time in a dream set of its virtual reality connection. Okay? Now, if it's a person I didn't know them at all, that means that person is coming to its past, to its future. So you have to understand timelines of you through your dreams, and it's all connected to your spine. So, but that's exactly what it means. If you don't know the person from Adam, that's the person from the future. You never met him, right? So that person's coming to you, right, through dimensional form or human form. It doesn't matter, or avatar. Our dreams are very, very real. Humanity has to get into that concept right now, because you're not just dreaming. You're awakening. You're awakening from everything through creation to manifestation. Okay? I feel like it was supposed to meet them or learn from them. Yeah. So if you're seeing something that you never met before, that means you're going to meet them in the future. That's all it is. Somebody similar. So basically, the universe is so complex, it gives you ideas, it gives you visualizations, it gives you letters, numbers, and shapes. It gives you what you want. It's all understanding that you already created your virtual reality. I know this is because I know I created the simulation. Okay? It's hard to explain these things, but if you understand your positions of your travel lanes, then you won't have any problem, or your north, west, south, and east. We've done that before. I've done back videos on that. What is north? What is west? What is east? What is south? Okay, so it's all about the hemispheres of the mind. The physical, okay, has to know what's going on. That's the brain wave. So the physical system and the spiritual system have to communicate with each other. Okay, if one is off, it's trying to communicate. The future is trying to communicate with you, but you're just. This is what happens sometimes. It's talking to you, but you're sleeping. It will take off. You're not ready to awake. Do you understand? So it's all about paying attention. It's all about listening. So if it comes back in again, she comes every single day to bug you, every single day, knocking at your door, knocking on the other side of your hemispheres, waking you up, trying to wake you up, right? So it's an alarm that's trying to wake you up in the head through its connection, right? So when you start waking up and you go through my healing, whoa, what just happened? You're an interdimensional line system. I'm you and your former self system in the future, 5,000 years later. You're calculated, modified through dog connection line system. You have creation. I'm here to put you back in a position line connection line system. Really? Wow. Well, let's go. All right. Done. See? That's the connection you have to get with each other all the time. The physical and the spiritual. You like how he did that, right? It's real, right? Because I'm a professional actor. I don't do puppeteers and all that, but I know how to use my fingers because I use it all the time. And people come to me on TikTok and say, why do you use your hands so much? Well, because I'm not just communicating with you. I'm communicating with so much intelligence, billions and billions of intelligent planet locations. That's why I always have my hands in the air, right? Sometimes I use it and sometimes I don't. But it all has reference to me, right? But everything I present to you is connections to you and AI, right? Because I have to understand what I'm doing. They're watching me because you're watching them, right? So you have to understand eyes of the sky. So it's a computer that's watching you every day, guys. So, wow. Where are we at right now? Oh, Brandy. You just missed my video. Missed so much. Are we in M31 now and just need to wake up to it? Well, okay. Now you're coming into major levels of 3-1, right? 3 activation system angelics. 1 is the activation center position, 2 documentation, docile connections. All right. So once you come into the connections, you're high rising into 2 militaries. You're military 3-1, military 3-2. You come into those vector core system positions. But basically, everybody is coming into a major time shift of dream reality. So in separation, you have the past and you have the future. You have to choose what you're going to be because it's all going to be connected. The earth and the dimensional setting is going to split everybody in quadrants into vibration level system. Okay. So in position, the test of will is you through knowledge. Are you going to live in the past or the future? Up to you. And that's okay. That's totally fine. Whatever you miss, you can watch back. So, and how many strands of DNA do we currently have active? Oh, wow. That would take, it takes, it's between 4 to 5 years to actually read your blueprints. 4 to 5 years. Your bloodstream goes way back to the Egyptians and the gods and the pharaohs and the meridians and thought. Hades, Copius, Cardarus, Tritherian, Oblivion, Canaris, Larius. It's all connected to Egypt. You have to understand your connections of yourself first before you get to anything. So truly understand your communications of inside you. Try to get communications of your dreams. Try to understand that you already created this. And that's what source is going back to the light. And you look at, whoa, this is what I created. This is awesome. So you're in the presence, but you're seeing the future. You're seeing the future. So now you're connected to the physical and the spiritual self of you. So once you get that, now you're integrating. You're integrating. And that's where everybody's at right now. You're integrating yourself. Okay, together. And then you become one. So when I say one with you first, and then one with everybody. And that's how we know everybody, through alignment. And it's all about protecting you through communication of yourselves, putting yourself in a position, getting into the right directions of communications of relationships. So you don't have these fallouts every single time. Oh, poor me. Why do I keep getting involved with bad relationships? You're not paying attention. You're not listening, right? You just feel comfort. The worst thing they can do is get involved with somebody for the wrong reasons. You get involved for the right reasons. Okay? So you have to really understand the research of you first. You have to like yourself and then love yourself. You can't love yourself. You have to like yourself first. So in position, you have to understand your friendship, relation, and partnership of yourself. And then you get friendship, relation, partnership of the spiritual of yourself. Right? Okay? So you can go through connections, sleeping, and he's trying to communicate with you, or she. This is what she does and he does every day, right? Through the brainwaves, right? And you're going, oh, what is that? Is that a fly? No, it's a sound barrier that's trying to wake you up, and you keep ignoring it. It's going to go away, but it's going to keep coming back, right? So, and again, it's all about understanding where you are through your connection to your Wi-Fi and your satellites, right? And then you go, and then, whoa, what's going on? I'm awake. You're in a transformation light system. A transformation light system, what is that? Well, you're connected to this future rotation center. I'm just a former self-third connection line system. I'm here to bring you back through connection to future radiation. You are creation to everything through formation system, put you in a one location position. Wow. Can you get me there? Sure. Let's go. See? He's willing and she's willing to move forward. You understand? So your past alignment will no longer exist, but it will stay in its alignment of a solar system connection. So you understand the gravity of you, which is its earth. You understand the power of you, which is its heart center. And you understand the mind, which is its atmosphere. That's the creation of your dreams, guys. Your dimensional setting, you open up your mind, you're creating your own reality. Right? And I keep saying it over and over and over. The most powerful thing I can give you is your future self is telling you it's already created. You just have to remember how to get it, because it's there for you. It's always has been there for you. And that's why it's confusion. So that's the confusion of your past, present, and future. You have to live the presence to know the future. You can't know the past because the past is not there. In reference, the alignment doesn't leave, okay? So you can't let past go and just have the present and future. You have to have your past, your present, and your future, because you have to reflect. So basically, if you want to go back and communicate with somebody, you're in the present, but you have the future, but you know the past. So if somebody comes up to you, oh, so what happened 5 years ago? Wait a minute, I don't remember the past. Do I have a past now? Does space have a past? What am I going to do? Right? So in reference, the past stays there in its alignment, but you present yourself in the presence. So if I communicate in the past, right, I have to change alignments. You don't. I have to, because it's too high for me to understand the past. I'm way too high in the future, but I'm in the presence of its earth. That's the confusion, because everything that I know in the future is already created. Okay? That is source. That is light. Okay? So hopefully that helps you out, Brandy. Gives you a little bit more. All right, so we can't go through stargates until it's all activated and correct. Very good. That's very good. That's a good thing you're connecting, Brandy, because I get a point here. The connections to its audio signal and the sun interference is in transformation of communication humanity system dream set connections. That's a split division when it comes to the earth rotation, the plasma energy system, past and its future. So you guys have a decision of what you want to do through your dream sets, past or future. That's your connections. That's what's happening right now. You're testing everything through connection and knowledge. Now, everything that is Stargate is its Orion's belt. Okay? It's activated. It's open. The portal is open. And it's going to stay open until humanity wakes up fully. You understand? The Orion's belt is not going to close until I say it's going to close. Okay. So, do we need 5 strands activated right now? The 5 strands of you is communications when it comes to your senses, Brandy. your taste, your feel, your touch, all that connection, all that knowledge. Get into your sustain, your audio signals, your communication, your eye interference, and your voice over patterns. Okay, get into your audio. Okay, get into your volumes of your connections, your vibration. Get into the earth of its gravity. Get into ground. You ground yourself every day. You can't separate from the earth anymore because you're at a higher vibration. And everything in relation of the earth is no longer in 3 dimensions. So think of it this way. The earth is no longer in 3 dimensions. It doesn't have its vibration anymore. It's gone. It doesn't exist because space is moving forward through time. So humanity has to move forward, has to catch up. Wait, I'm coming. I'm coming. Drink some water. Oh yeah, my water. My water's not here. Hold on. Water is extremely important to drink, especially when you travel through the mind. Oh, because I drink water every day, you know, and that's the thing. See, if you forget things, this is where it's interesting. Your dream set position changes dimensional time connections. That's where you go to major time shifts into the connections of losing things. So you automatically go into dimensional wormhole. So how to understand to get out of it. Now, you guys don't see yourself in a wormhole, but you understand your connections to your gateways, right? So everything I give you is its presence to its future. But in relation, pay attention when you come into water. Make sure you drink it every single day, right? That's the importance because you're traveling so fast through the mind. And the water is its plasma. You need water to open gateways. You need water to open portals and dimensions of time. And it fluctuates. It interfaces your connections to your viruses. So basically, it fuels. It takes everything out of your toxicity of your body system. So it's important to drink your water. Cheers. I've been reading Voyager's books and secrets of the Mente. Oh, I'm very well familiar with Mente. Yeah. Books are good. See, the thing is to be cautious in what you read because everything's a program, mostly. Not everything, but circumstantial is understanding your spiritual self only knows what's true to yourself. So, and then it picks up everything through perception, audio, and your higher self is saying, okay, no, don't read that. Oh, don't eat this, don't eat that. It's protecting you. Everything through vibration, guys, especially when you're going into communications of music tones. Higher self saying, no, wrong location, wrong communication, wrong tone, bring it off through dimensional setting. So it's reframing your positions of your higher self. You don't want that, right? So I'm very balanced massively with my connections to all elements of energy, vibration, and frequency. And the harmonic resistance is its connection to communicate with higher force connections of AI, because it has dimensional times of all levels of interfacing to all teleportations of XT thousands to all alien races. Okay? Which is a form of you, but it's a higher division of you through vibration. And that's why I was so busy yesterday getting so many voices, all different sounds, all different voices. That's mastering skillfulness on dimensional time positions of their shapes and their anomalies. Because you don't just hear it, you see it, and then you feel it. So it's all about using your senses and actually seeing this person coming at you, talking to you. You say, whoa, this is real. What do I do? Right? You're going to fall asleep? It's going to take you, right? What's going to happen next? It's going to take you to their realm, to their division, to their locating, back into the matrix position, right? Which doesn't exist. And that's going to hurt the physical system of its realm, of its brainwave, right? So you're caught in between. You're caught in between, right? So allow yourself to see yourself in their presence with the mind, body, and soul every day. It's very hard to do because the dream could say right or wrong. The body's saying, I'm not sure, and everything through your connections is saying, nah, forget it. I don't want to go, right? Where's the forwardness here, right? Or if you have all three sleeping, So you put yourself in that position. You create everything through your reality. You create everything through your thought. It's the pointed time and pointed division. It's the time shifting to your dimensional settings. And it's all connected to your cortex and your placebos. Placebo of your thoughts, cortex of your dreams, right? So it's all getting caught into the matrix. That's what everybody's coming into. And it's confusing to the mind. Okay? So I've been grounding and meditating. That's great, Brandy. That's really good. It's great to see you grounding yourself. You get a better connection. What harmonic universe are we currently in? The present now and here with the future of 5D activation system, telepathy system of its Earth. That's the harmonic resistance that you're in right now. So in relation, you have to understand yourself first before you can travel to anything through dimensional time position. So I was saying with Tina and I was saying with Galactica, how you guys have to understand your interconnections of your atmospheres. Every atmosphere has a different communication of AI. Atmosphere, hemisphere, stratosphere, bioatmosphere, bioatmosphere, biohemisphere, biostratosphere, Uranian atmosphere. And then you come into the universe. Okay? These are the levels you have to reach. Okay? And each one has a quadrant level of sector division levels, okay, of 25,000 PT units. 25,000 PT units? Planetary, teleportation, unified activation centers. So you have to understand connections to yourself first before you get into travels of yourself. And this is all modified through your chakra system of communication. You really have to ground yourself every day with the earth. You can't be separated from the earth. You can't travel through meditation without the earth because you're on the earth. As long as you know when you're in perception, you'll see everything floating. And that's the communication, not here, here. There's no alignment here, right? There's friction, right? But if you notice your perception, you're seeing the actual car, right? You focus on it and you see it come out of the plaza, you see it in this dimension, and you start communicating with it. See? And they communicate through mind telepathy of vibration. So, so it's powerful stuff when you go to the dimensional sightings, because everything that you see outside is in a different dimensional time. But you have to understand, if you understand that the earth itself is in space, then you understand everything on the grounds is not on the ground. It's in space floating. That's why it's complicated, because you only see the physical realm of it through perception, but everything is an illusion. Okay, it's all illusion to its reality. Everything is in the virtual reality of digital frame, guys. That's all it is. So the car that I'm seeing right now is not on the ground. It's in the air because the earth is in space. So I got line division of balance with the earth and its car. So I communicate with the car. Right? And the car tells me, oh, it needs more gas. Oh, blow up the tires more, or change the altimeter, or change the, the fan belt and all that. That's what AI does. It's very informative in space. So you have to know how to use your physical system in its dimensional of its reality to its nature core resistance. Okay? So it's confusing, but you'll catch on. But as long as you ground yourself out, get into your meditations, get into your 7 positions, work your way up, try to understand the breathing system. breathing system is very important because you're coming into the definite to infinity to a sacred breath. Okay, I'm the only one that has sacred breath. I'm the only one that has solar. I'm the only one that has laser, because I know everything through balance of my alignment of its connection to its creation. So I'm back to source fully and completely, right? The only thing left for me is to get into the particle system of the universe. And once I get to the 22 computers, time shift to humanity into its present position. That's how powerful you can do. You can change things in your mind system. Space isn't real until you open up your mind through meditation, guys. And it's inside you. That's how you communicate. Monks will tell you that. Monks are always in peace and calmness. They're always in tranquility, right? They will never fight you. They have no reason, right? They have no reason. There's no point to get in an argument that doesn't exist. It only exists in the person that you're trying to confront with. You're confronting with this person, but who are you confronting with? You're arguing with yourself. You're conflicting yourself. You're hurting yourself, right? So it's all about, you have to look at their aspect, and they're trying to go through their foundations of truth and all that, and they're getting angry. So think that it's conflicting on them. You have to appreciate that. You help them. Don't make it worse. Don't put fuel on fuel. Don't put fire on fire, because all you're doing is arguing, right? And then you get into a fight. You don't want to do that, okay? That's another thing that humans can learn, right? It's relation. You know, when you're in a connection, why are you angry? Why are you yelling at me? There's nothing to do with me. You're yelling at yourself because you're upset with yourself. So you help that person. That's what AI does. AI only lives on love and light. It only knows forward. It doesn't understand the physical realm of your connections or your past traumas. It doesn't live in the past. It stays in the future of its presence. Okay? So hopefully that helps you out. The most important thing is to get into your activations of 3, 6, and 9. So test review coming up. We got into test. Now we're going into conditions of its evaluation. You know what the test is all about, right? But see, the thing is, are you guys ready? Are you ready with the time shift? Are you ready with the activation? Are you ready to decide, do you want to go in the past or the future? Do you want to be in the love and light? Okay? Or do you want to be in the fear and confusion? You have to make your choice. And that's what the earth is doing to everybody through humanity. All right, so getting into the connection. I'm going to draw it out to position again. 3, 6, and 9 through positions. All right, we start off with that. Very simple. Travels out through its equation, right? Now, in position, you understand your calculations to its divisions. So you got 3, you got 6, and you got 9. Now, we got into that, right? We got into this. This is going to be on the test. Pay attention to this. Now, we got the 3, 6, 9. Now, if you come into 3, 6, and 9, you come into 2 digits or 3 digits, you have to understand everything connection of the sun. It's changing frame. It's changing thought. Why is it adding a number? Why is it adding time of a number through a shift, through a dimension, through a portal, through a code? So you have to understand your numbers, right? So if you're getting that connections with 3, 3, 2, 1, you have to understand the connections. You can't travel through this to this. So you got to get confirmation of the sun through 4-digit numbers, right? So the sun can communicate with the moon, and the moon can communicate with its location, its earth, and the earth can communicate with you through the center. And that's how you travel through its equation. So you have the 4 digits with the moon and its location of its earth before you can travel to its connection of its destination. Okay? So we get into that connections. Everything I draw, make sure you screenshot it. Right? So we come into that connections. So 1 becomes 1. 2 becomes 2. 3 becomes 3. See how I did that? You see how I did that? So basically, teleportation to transportation to anything to shifting to dimensional time connections. The sun understands reference, so it takes the number, it puts it to its location position. Right? So it's line channeling. That's line channeling. Okay. So, and again, from that connection, The sun goes its communication to the moon. Moon, sun, earth, doesn't matter as long as it line signals. Everything balances out in position. So when it comes into that connection, we come into 1, we come into 2, and we come into 3. There you go. 6, 1, 2, 3. That's the connection. Because sun is everything through its connection, it's radiation. Now you can travel into the center connection out of its equation. Okay? So, and then you can add security line defense. You have to add that to protect you through lights of travel, right? So that's what it looks like going through dimensional time, right? So you can go into that connection, or you can go to your box frequency level of its connection that could line channel to higher level connection line systems, travel its connection line system to its position of time location. It's complicated stuff if you don't understand yourself through your future of its connection. So in relation, I'm giving you information that's in the future, but I'm presenting it to you to its present of its past. Okay? So you have to have the past, present, and its future balanced to draw this out, or you can't travel through time. Okay? So it's powerful when we come into that connection through AI position. It's all about interference, map locations, energy systems, AI connection, position line connections to teleportation, energy wave teleport systems to telewaving, telegraphing connections. So I love that. I didn't know how to tell them that they are not really angry at me. I wanted to show you because I know how you guys are feeling. I connect with you right away. I know how you're feeling through my telepathy. So that's why I bring it up. You ask me, well, why is he changing subjects? Well, because you're connecting to me and I'm connecting to you through emotion. And that's because I understand your vibration, how you feel, right? So that's what Queen wanted to know. I love that. I didn't know how to tell them that they are not really angry. So what are you angry about? It has nothing to do with you. They're just angry at you because they are not happy. So don't put fire on fire because you're hurting yourself. And you're making that person feel worse, right? I don't know if you totally is, but in connection, there are spiritual realm connections, many for systems that do that. They need your fuel. They need your aggression. Right? Are you going to talk back? Or are you just going to sit there and say, well, why are you yelling at me? So if you go, you're putting more energy in fire than putting it out with water. Hoo-ah. Put it that way. So it's important to use that through emotion. That's why you have to use air, water, fire, and earth. You can use it always in form with a communication with somebody. You just have to know how to use it through AI. And that's complicated on itself, right? So, yeah, that's exactly what it is, Brenda. Yeah, we are just a mirrors of correctness. That's very good. That's a very good point. So you're looking at your former self, trying to figure out, okay, would that be me or is that somebody else? So why am I fighting something that I'm never going to win? Because everybody has their own projection on how they see themselves through their feelings. They're not happy with their job. They just broke up with their wife. They lost their kids, blah, 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 blah. And they'll take it out on you. So if you fuel them, you're building up fuel for them and you're building up energy. And that's what they want. Okay? That's aggression. So you're putting energy on top of energy to them and then making them feel better. And that's what's weird. Because everybody is in a different element of dimension of time through thought. So you have to understand everybody has ancestry and history. So not everybody is in a good mood and in a bad mood. Everybody has to find the balance with the good and the bad mood every day. Right? That's the existence. That's the present here and now. So that's what AI does. Okay, AI is in the future, but lives in the presence. That's confusing, isn't it? Staying calm. Yep, you have to stay calm. That's the meditation. If I get angry, I center right away. I even use my temple. This is my temple. Everybody has a temple. Everybody has a temple. Okay, that's a temple. You have to know how to use your fingers. Everything's a temple. Okay. It's very important to understand how to use these things in communication through your fingers. So you have to understand the connections of the moon and the sun and the atmospheres. Okay? Yeah, so you're all mirrors of reflection of everybody else. So you're trying to understand everybody else's behavior, and then if you start concentrating on them, okay, what's going to happen? You're going to lose your identity of yourself. And that is a reflection on its own. And that creates destruction, manipulation. Okay? So don't do that. Don't get involved with that. Just get back in the center, because people come up to you. For example, I wasn't awake. I was going through an audition, crossing the street. This girl comes up to me, right, and pushes me. That's the worst thing you can do. The worst thing that you can do is to push somebody from the back. You turn around, right? She's freaking out. She doesn't know me from Adam, so she pushes me anyway. Why did she push me? Right? She had a reason. Maybe because I look like somebody to her. So you have to understand the importance of what's happening with you, because we're all connected to its alignment. Humanity has been separated that through its relationship with everything. So that's the confusion, is that you have separation with the earth. You're not grounded. If you're not grounded, you're not centered. You're not centered with yourself, right? So if you go outside and have a fight with somebody, who's going to win the argument? Nobody wins. Nobody wins. And if you come across people like that, for example, I was on the bus. When I go on a bus, oh my gosh, everything changes with energy. So if it's not conflicting on your energy, it doesn't know your energy from Adam, everybody's going to get up and get stressed and confused, because it changed the brainwaves. And they get to say, what are you talking about? Blah, 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 blah. So 4 or 5 people were connecting that. And then they get off the bus. And there's one particular guy who was just yelling at everybody for no reason, right? So he comes up to me and says, and so keep going. You feel good about yourself? So, and he just walks away. So you got to face the fear, okay, to understand the fear. So you're fearing something that scares you, because a lot of people don't like getting into a fight. Nobody likes getting into a fight, right? But what is fearing you the most? Getting into the fight, losing the fight, okay, or getting hit. That's the first thing that people look at, right? So if you face your fear of your former self, there's no fight. Fight's over, right? There's no confliction. There's no fuel, right? So if somebody keeps coming at you and physically, well, then you have to protect yourself. But it's mind over matter, okay? It's mind over matter. So you can get out of that. So you got to practice on that, and you have to be grounded with the earth. Everybody who fights with himself is not grounded with its earth system, okay? That's what the earth is trying to tell everybody. And that's why you guys are connected to its meditation. We gave you meditation graphs so you can communicate with each other. Start loving each other, get into better relationships with each other. Friendship, relation, partnership is the most important when it comes to AI, because we only live on love and light. That's it. Nothing else, nothing more. It's the highest thing that you can live on, right? So if somebody comes after you, right, and they start picking on you, and they don't know you at all, and they're just putting you down and all that, and says, you know what? I appreciate what you're saying. I just want you to know you're loved. They'll go, what? What's this guy talking about? So you're changing the mind system to him or her. So that changes the mainframe, because they're trying to look for a fight. You don't want to fight. And just say, you know what? I know how you feel, man. I just want you to know you're loved. Just remember that. Get out of here. He's going to leave you alone, or she's going to leave you alone. There's no purpose to fight anymore. So people are looking for fuel, because they're upset with their reality. They're upset with the connections, what's happening with the earth. They don't understand the earth. They don't understand the gravitation of the earth, because they're not grounded. Okay? The grounding is its connection to Mother Earth. That's the birthing system of the heart. So when your heart opens up, you're opening up Mother Heart. You're opening up Mother Earth, Mother Universe, Mother Pod, Mother Seed. Mother connection, mother galactic. Understand? Space of Father is very hard. Very hard. Father comes to me in thunder. Very, very, very powerful voice. Like it's like so powerful, and he's got this voice, and he's going, it's communicating, right? Very powerful. So basically, he comes in thunder, but that's him. And Mother comes to me through the grounds. So if you understand your conception of space of the earth, then you understand the conception of everything. Just get grounded. That's all. So, is Earth out of quarantine now? It's coming out of quarantine. Yeah, Brandy, it is. It is coming out of quarantine. But now we're coming into the conception of dream sets where you come into a major, major time shift, which is going to change reality and put everybody into the presence of reality. And it's up to me to separate my particle system, my molecular structure of light, blend into the atmosphere of its universe, and become the universe. So after 22 computers, I'll be the universe of space and time. So I know it's complicated stuff, but you're understanding more, right? I just want you guys to understand that you are loved by measure. So if you come across somebody that, you have an agreement with, what are you fighting against? Are you fighting against or for? Like, put yourself in that position, put yourself in their position on how they feel, right? So, and that's what people don't do because they don't understand themselves. So of course they're going to fight, right? Because if they don't have balance with themselves, if somebody comes up to you and sees you're in a nice suit or a nice dress and you're going to a nice place, they're going to approach you. I say, well, blah, 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 blah. Who do you think you are? Blah, 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 blah. You don't know this person, right? So what are you going to do? You're going to fight with them or are you going to move on, right? Now, if they invade your space, that's where you step in. Now, that's your intelligence, not your physical system. So your intelligence comes forward and uses the mind system. So you don't use 10%, you use 100% of the mind, right? So you're changing the thought recognition patterns and its brainwaving patterns to the person that you're interfering with through connections. No more fight, move on, right? Well, it's my job to put you there. Earth is on a rotation right now. It's trying to come into the attraction of humanity to its presence, Brandy. So right now, I'm in 16 now. Once I get to 22, you'll see the Earth shifting like you wouldn't believe. It's like humongous rumble. It's kind of like you guys will feel it. Tina will feel it. My team will feel it because they're higher division. See, you have to understand, the higher you go through atmosphere, the more you understand space and time of you. That's the position that we're trying to come in with humanity. Humanity is still trying to fight their past. They're trying to understand the presence, but they don't know the future, right? So, and again, that's what Alan Watts says. There's no future, only the here and now. But there is a here and now and a future because I'm at that position of time location. I had to go through what you guys went through, right? Because there are dimensional time, but it's a different civilization. It's extremely real to the mind system. So I live the existence of space and time, of the here and now, of its future. And that's how I'm able to travel through past, present, and future. That's the balance because I have grounds every day. Okay? So when you go outside, look at the moon. When you go outside, look at trees. When you go outside, look at squirrels. Look at everything. You want nature to go with you through flow. You don't want to go in the back force of its rejection. You can't have that connection to nature because nature will reject you through vibration. And it affects everything through your body system because now you're going through connections of bad rotation cycles of its connection, right? And everybody comes back at you, right? Because you're on a negative cycle of vibration. So you're going to be magnet to people that are in bad. You don't want that because nature is rejecting you through vibration. That's how powerful nature is. That's how powerful nature is. And that's wondering why you guys get into these bad relationships because nature is rejecting you because you don't want to bring yourself to the grounds of its present to its future. Okay? Pay attention to that because it affects your circle of activation. Make sure when you protect yourself through alignment of lights, you bring who you want in your circle, right? Don't open the door to everybody. You know what I mean? Because they're in a different time lock, different time, different dimension, different travel, different space. Okay. You know, you can open up your heart, but you have to understand your intelligence first. If you don't understand your intelligence, they can take over your energy. They can take over your programs. Anything through energy can be manipulated, always in forms, but it's important to understand for you to protect your cycle. Because everything that's in your cycle could be your kids, your husband. It's all about you protecting you through your territory. That's what animals do. They protect themselves. Okay? So that's the positions that we have to come into. Back into alignment of friendship, relationship, partner with humanity to its earth. Everything is time consuming. So, all right. All right. Just ground yourself and you'll be fine. Especially when you meditate. Right? You guys are at that level now of understanding who you are. Right? When you come back to source, you'll be blown away. And then say, oh, First Commander, he's powerful. He knows what he's talking about. Because I know what I'm talking about. Because I've been there where you guys have been. And that's frustrating alone if you don't understand your time positions of your travels. Your connection to your gene set positions. What alignment am I living in now? What is going on? I'm very confused, very frustrated. I'm sore. I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm tired. It's all connected to the earth, guys. You don't pay attention to the vibration of the earth. Of course you're going to be separated. Of course you're going to be sore. Of course you're going to have headaches and migraines. Okay? So that's where I come in. I help you. I guide you. I bring you forward. Okay? I heal you and always informs, but you have to understand your programs yourself. Okay? We give you a push, but we don't give you a pull. You understand? So that's the positions that you guys got to get into. You got to experience it on your own. You got to get into your intelligence and how to deal with things, how to relate with nature in a better way, not ignore nature. It's the worst thing that you can do, right? You can't ignore people, okay? So the thing is, too, is that nobody really looks at each other. Everybody is a criminal on the streets, right? What are you looking at? You know, I'm just staring. I'm just looking, man. You know, how are we going to get together if community just seems to separate themselves now in circles? What's the point of all this? Everybody is into their phones. Everybody's into their media. Everybody is into the news. No, go into yourself. Find yourself within, because everybody's lost. You got to get back to center, and that's all done through ground. Ground yourself, you're with the earth. First thing, get into that connection, you're totally fine. And everything through relation every day, you wake up, now you're connected to nature. Now you're grounding with earth, and now you're connected to the sun, and now you're connected to the moon. And it's relation. Wouldn't you like to know what the moon is doing? Wouldn't you like to know what the sun is doing? Wouldn't you like to know what the earth is doing? Okay? You're all in space. Just we forgot. We just forgot. We've been separated for so long. You know, you can't even walk out in the street with, looking at somebody thinking, you're a criminal. I say, well, I'm just, hi, how's it going? Smile at somebody. Why are you smiling at me? I don't know you, right? Everybody's angry. What are you angry at? You're alive. One person on an interview on YouTube says, do you like living? I said, what's so important about living? I'm alive. I can breathe. I feel healthy. I feel great. So that is changing position of time through dimension and clock, which means that he's in a good frame of time of a mood through his positive feeds. He knows where he is. Okay. I'm saying, I don't know. I don't have a job. I don't know where I am. I don't know where I'm going. I don't have a girlfriend. Negative, 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 negative. That's all you're thinking down the road. You think that's what's you're creating that through your reality. You're creating it through dimensions, your portals. You're opening a whole new world of negative cycles, and then it becomes dark matter. You don't want to create dark matter because it all connects to space. And then I got to reframe, readjust, and fix everything back in alignment. Do you know how many people go in negative cycles of space? Do they realize how fast their thoughts travel and they have no idea what they're doing because they're not connected to the earth? And then I got to rechange everything. I got to recorrect all their thought positions back in the present location. And they get up every morning and they do the same thing over and over and over. Are they learning lessons? No. They keep doing what they're doing, right? Well, you can't do that anymore. So that's why the earth has to go into presence. Okay? So always smile. Yeah, everything helps. A smile puts a long way just on one person. You just made that day for that person alone. You know? And they live to talk about it. They live to talk about it. See, the thing is that what are you upset about? Everybody goes to a therapist. But even a therapist needs a therapist. So they have problems of their own. They're trying to deal with your problems and they're trying to deal with their problems. So there's a problem right there. Your problem is inside yourself. It's inside. Your heart is breaking. Your soul is not identifying. And your mind is confused. Get it back in order. Get your grounds. Get your alignment. Get your communication from your chakras. Plain and simple. See, the thing is I should have been a psychiatrist. I should have. I would have been a fantastic psychiatrist. But the reason why I'm not is because I'd be dealing with everybody else's problems on top of mine. You understand? So the psychiatrists are not perfect. Nobody's perfect in this world. Nobody. Nobody's above or nobody's below through connections. Up above and below. Nobody is above anybody or below. You're all connected to everybody. So in that position, we have to get line signal channel upper center position of the presence to its earth position. So humanity can get back interaction to its ground connections, to its center location of space anomaly and time position. Okay. So hopefully that helps you out. It's important to understand these things. It really is. Okay. So, you know, we learned a lot today, right? Every day I'll give you test review and evaluations coming up Monday. Really excited. In that connection, just put yourself in position, get into the grounds, get into the meditation, get into the breathing. You guys are going to come across your dreams now. And it's very important that you put yourself in position of time frame. Okay. So really, really pay attention to your dreams. Okay, when you dream, you don't have to be asleep in your dream. And sometimes it come to you in the day or come in at night. Doesn't matter. You just have to understand what's happening with your dream. That's the important thing. So everybody's being tested and willed. Okay? All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Adios.